community safety environment where collaboration is essential to effectively safeguard communities' proposal and provincial personnel. At the time of the meeting, I occupied.
If you can just ask a question. Please elaborate on the nature of the professional rapport that you developed with Mr. Vusimuzi Matlala.
Yes, that's why I've said this.
Particularly how it evolved to the point where he became like a brother to you.
Yes, that's why I've said there's a paragraph that was supposed to be there, but I can talk to that. I was approached by my members of intervention unit. Remember with Mike, it was communitizing unit members that they are always at the shooting range with former task force members. You see, training, and they're good guys. You see, they prefer to work with them. But whilst we're having that discussion, we had the state of the city that is coming.
I'm sorry, Commissioner Mkhwanazi, you said whilst you were having that discussion, a discussion with whom?
With my members.
With your members?
Intervention
yes.
members.
So again, it was your members that introduced you to Mr. Matlala?
No.
They had a discussion with
you. I'm coming.
Okay.
I'm coming there. Yes, that's why I said there's a paragraph that was supposed to be there. You see, then they said.
You can explain and give your evidence because you are sworn in. The paragraph that you say has been omitted. You can speak to that paragraph.
Thank you, advocate. You see, they said they are training with these members tactical when they are privately training or they are trying to show their skills, improving their skills in terms of shooting, tactical responding, and everything. Then they said that these guys that they're always training with them, but these guys are no longer working for SAPS. They're good guys. They're working for a private company. They explained that private company, and they said the owner of that private company is also part of Medicare 24. You see, when we went and met Mike, you see.
Before you proceed, just for the basis, the sake of clarity, the team that was having a discussion or was at the range with the guys that you mentioned, is that an EMPD team?
Yes.
And
yes.
Which team is that?
Intervention unit.
Intervention unit, and it falls under?
It falls under specialized services.
Under specialized services,
It's our tactical team. They are trusted in terms of responding where there are CITs, serious crimes that are taking place, or crimes that are related to, let me say, serious crimes or violent crimes that are involved with firearms and everything.
And where was this team?
They're based in Boksburg.
Yes, they're in Boksburg, but where were they seeing
in private shooting ranges.
A private shooting range.
Remember, over the weekend or after hours, they go and some of them shooting spot to them. That's what they do.
And they go as a group within an MP. They go like, as a group.
Some they form teams. They grow because we encourage them to do that. Because they work together. You must know the colleague that you work with, in terms of shooting skills, in terms of responding, in terms of your adrenaline when there's shootings and everything. That's why we always pair them and say, when you go for shooting, make sure that you take your partner too, because so that we don't get surprised when there's a shooting and individual runs away whilst you are busy engaging, fighting. That's how we train them to do. But they go there as teams. Some of them, they are with those private people. They are having teams that they compete on weekends. I know that on weekends, these teams, they compete. It's like your sports. It's like your teams in sport. They're doing that on daily basis or on weekly basis. Advocate.
When they go to the shooting range, these private shooting ranges that you mentioned, is this a EMPD initiative or they are doing it out of their own personal interest as a hobby?
No.
I'm just trying to understand, because you say you encourage them to go as teams, but is it an EMPD program, even though it's a private range, or is this you encouraging them to just hang out on the weekend? I'm trying to understand the context.
No, it's on their own. They use their own money, buying their own ammunition.
Okay.
Yes.
So whilst this team was out, at this private shooting range, and they just so happened that they went together with other co-workers, they met You were still, that's the point at which you were at. Who did they meet?
As I said, they met the guys that were working for SAPS, but now they're working for a private security company.
Okay, they met guys who work for a private company. Yes, okay.
Which is the CAT. I'm not sure that time they mentioned, yes, they mentioned the CAT private security, VIP private it's the CAT VIP private security company.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, you may proceed.
Yes. Then, or they even mentioned the owner.
Mm.
It's owned by Mr. Matlala'S. But that time I didn't know him, you see. But when I went, they as I've said earlier on, that he's the co-owner who is working with Mike at Medical Clinic Boxback, as I mentioned before. Then I went in, as I've said in my statement, so that when
Mr.
you are...
Mkhwanazi, you're moving slightly faster than I am able to hear and write. You led evidence, you just testified that at the time that the team from intervention unit went to this private range, they met guys from a security company. That security company happened to be CAT VIP. It's quite important that we take this slowly.
Yes.
And they told you that they work for Mr. Matlala'S. And you did not know Mr. Matlala'S at the time.
Yes.
But then you also knew Mr. Matlala'S was working with Mr. Van Wyk.
No, I've said they mentioned.
They mentioned.
Yeah.
Oh, so the same intervention unit tells you that these guys work for Mr. Matlala'S. It so happens that Mr. Matlala'S is also a co-director at Medicare 24, and who works with the same Mr. Van Wyk that you'd already been in communication with.
Yes.
I'm just trying to understand the sequence of events.
Yeah, correct.
Yes.
Right, yes.
You may actually say it the way that you would like to say. I don't want to put words. I'm trying to understand.
You have summarized it correctly. Yes.
Okay.
And as I've said that in my statement, when you enter at Medicare 24, there are plus minus 6 or 8 photos there of all the directors there. When you enter in that clinic, there are photos there, and I saw the photo Matlala'S, then I could confirm that yes, this is the name that they mentioned. By that time, I don't know, I didn't meet him. But I met with Mike, then explained to Mike. He confirmed that yes, Mr. Matlala'S owns a security, a private VIP security company which deals with protection, VIP protection.
Perhaps we can take it chronologically. The guys then inform you that a Mr. Matlala'S, whom you do not know at the time, owns the security company. What happened thereafter?
Remember, madam, advocate.
It's okay.
Yes. When we engaged the members, I think I must mention that it was close to the state of the city. April. The state of the city was taking place on the 20th of April. Yes, it's April.
We will go to the state of the city.
No,
at which point was this interaction happening, just in terms of timing? Which year were we at?
That's why I'm going there.
Okay.
Because it's very important to mention that, you see. Yes, it was on the 30th of March. It was towards the state of the city, at the beginning of 2022, around February. Because when we start preparing for state of the city, we start around February. You see, it was after I had a meeting with the office of the city manager, office of the executive mayor, HOD, project manager, and strategic manager from the office of executive mayor with the chief of police and the deputy chief of police, where they confirmed that the state of the city is going to take place on the 30th. And we need to start some plans. There are threats against the state of the city. Remember, it was for the first time where we had the state of the city under the new political parties. In the city of Kuruleni, we used to have a state of the city under ANC. But now it was for the first time where there was a DA and EFF government that was running, you see. And there were fears that ANC may, but that time it was not May. It was put that there's a plan. They got information that they want to disrupt the state of the city, not criminal. Certain political party want to disrupt the state of the city. We need to plan ahead. We need, as a person who was responsible, all the state of the city in terms of security plans and everything, it becomes my responsibility as the director of specialized services in terms of EMPD. You see, after engaging my members, that's when they raised the issue of these tactical shooting guys and everything, you see. Then that's when I went.
After you raised?
Sorry?
I didn't get the last part. If you can just please repeat that.
I've said after the meeting that we had.
With whom?
Yeah, with the seniors, the chief of police and the deputy chief of police. And after getting that article, before the article, after getting that, I engaged my members. You see, that's when they came in with the issue of VIP cat security and the guys that are skilled for my SAPs that are always training, shooting with them. You see, then we went to Medicare 24 in Boxburg. That's when I've said that there are 8 or 6, I don't remember the number of directors there. You see. But Mike confirmed that, yes, with Matlala, I'm working with it. I'm working with him, sorry. I'm working with him. He owns VIP security. Then explain again that, oh, it's true. Those guys, they are from SAPS task force. Some are from the army task force. They're good sharpshooters and discipline and what. But I requested him that, can we have a meeting with him? I requested him because I want him to assist us in terms of the state of the city, in terms of securing and making sure that there's what I want those skills to be. I want those kids because my guys are recommending them that they're good guys, they can assist us. He arranged the meeting. The meeting was in, I'm not sure, first time it was in Boxburg. You see, he was there for another meeting, then he called me and said, no, boss is around, he's willing to meet with you. Then we met with him. I gave him my proposal. He said, no. He started by asking, are you going to pay us? I said, no. It's out of budget, you see. I don't deal with budget, you see. We needed to skills your guys. But he agreed that, yes, I'm going to assist with you. But he didn't confirm that time, you see, with what. Then we had a second meeting where I requested Mike that I want to go and see that, is this VIP security having offices? Are they well informed? I want all those things, security measures. So I was worried about that. But we went to Tshwane. In Tshwane, when I came to that office, it's a well-organized, well-established offices. You see, a security company that is there with everything that we needed. And I was so impressed. I requested, confirmed that now I'm going to send members, but we'll discuss in terms of making sure how many members are you getting.
What were you impressed by?
No, it's a well-established security company with registered number and everything.
You were,
see.
so you
There's
were,
an office.
you were impressed by the building?
Because other security companies, madam, they operate in their vehicles. It's happening.
Yeah.
You see, they don't have, but there's an office, well-established office with a PA, secretary. You see letters with letterhead. You see, check all those things, they were there. You see registration number and all those things, they were there.
Okay. All right. So
there's something that we jumped. I don't know in terms of our statements, but it's fun.
You can take
But
it chronologically.
This was after the story of blue lights and other things. The story of blue lights is before this. It's just that the statement is like, but it's fine.
So blue lights happens before you meet Mr. Matlala?
It happens after.
Yes.
No, blue lights happened before.
Before you met him?
Yes. No. That's why I'm saying this. It's now, it's confusing me the way it is.
No, you're welcome to correct the statement. It's your statement and you are giving your evidence.
Fine, we met, or I'm confusing
to your record. What I would just like to get asked.
But let me follow the statement.
You don't have, I don't want to compel you. I want you to go with the flow that you are comfortable with, Mr. Sorry, Commissioner Mkhwanazi.
Just a moment. Honorable James.
No, I'm fine, Chair. I was just confused. Yes, no, he wasn't giving us a direct answer. Thank you.
No, he was giving a direct answer. He says a PA, a secretary, a letterhead. Are you not happy? You can proceed. That's what you said, Commissioner Mkhwanazi.
Yes, Chair.
Chair, I see the time
Yeah, no.
We can proceed.
Look at me.
Okay.
Then me says proceed.
So Mr. Matlala, just, I apologize, Commissioner Mkhwanazi.
Apology accepted.
I apologize for that. We are talking about how the sequence of events relating to how you met Mr. Matlala.
Yeah, it's correct, Chair. It's
Just
correct.
for the sake of clarity, the blue lights issue which we are developing toward,
Yes.
are you suggesting it happened before you met him?
No, it's correct. I thought it's
Okay.
not, but now it's correct.
Okay,
Yes, yeah.
so you are comfortable with the sequence of events?
Comfortable.
Okay.
Yes, comfortable.
You're welcome to give your evidence as you would like to give it, as you know, it makes sense to you in terms of timelines. Right, as we proceed, so my next question was, you mentioned that Mr. Matlala and you developed a brotherly relationship. You went to Tshwane, you were quite impressed by his office. He had a PA, he had letterheads, and it looked like a proper functioning office. When did this relationship then develop from the intervention unit guys telling you about Mr. Matlala's security guys at a private shooting range to a brotherly relationship? When did the relationship evolve into?
On that engagement.
You now describe it.
Yes, thank you. On that engagement, we exchanged numbers, cell phone numbers, you see, and our guys were also communicating, you see. Then in that meeting again, there was a plenary meeting for the state of the city, where we invited him to be part, because I already told him that I want him to assist in terms of doing or securing outer parameters and make sure that we give backup to the executive mayor from home to the state of the city, Germiston Civic Center, where the state of the city was taking place. Then we agreed that he will be part of the meeting, or he will send someone to be part of the meeting. Because in our plenary meeting, we want all those people, all those stakeholders, security stakeholders are going to take place to be part and commit themselves. That's why when we see I'm going to the plan now. We see
before you go there, Commissioner Mkhwanazi, I stopped you at halfway in your paragraph as you were reading it into evidence. If you can go back to paragraph 48, which is on page 16, and you may start reading where you ended at that time of the meeting. This is now after having come from.
Okay, thank you, madam. Thank you, advocate. Once I met him, we developed a professional rapport similar to the collegial interaction I maintain with others in the security agencies. Whilst Mr. Matlala is a court director at Medicaid 24 Clinic, he also owns a VIP security company, CAT VIP security company. Our communication initially began on a common ground with shared responsibilities within broader community safety, where collaboration is essential to effective safeguard communities, principal and provincial personnel. At the time of a meeting, I occupied the position of a director, specialized service. Therefore, his interest fell squarely within the scope of my responsibility within EMPD. We subsequently grew closer and he became like a brother to me. I will elaborate below.
Can you take us to that elaboration? When I ask about the brotherly relationship,
yes,
that's what I'm referring to.
Yes.
So you tell us in your statement that you will elaborate. I think at this point we can pause for you to elaborate.
Yes. As I've said, Madam, or advocate, I mean to say we invited him or invited him to come to our plenary meeting. He said he will come or he will send someone, but fortunately he came personally to that meeting. Then we communicated. As I've said, I've already exchanged numbers We were communicating with work and other things, but he came to that meeting. He was part of the first meeting. Then I introduced him to the team of the executive mayor, the team that I met with. I introduced him to the team before our plenary meeting, then that is responsible for VIP security company. And he committed that I'm going to assist, making sure that I assist in terms of securing. But the deployment part, it was our responsibility. Then he committed, but he didn't give us numbers that time in our meeting, because it was the first formal meeting of our security cluster meeting. From there, we communicated with phones and everything. That's where he started to share his interest, was saying that, no man, I want to be part of VIP. How do you do your VIP protection unit? Is it private or is it within the city? I told him, no, it is within the city. It's not private. We are doing our own VIP protection. Where we need capacity, we'll engage. That's why we engage him, where we need capacity. We discussed many things. Again, he even raised the issue of the clinics too. As I've said, I said, no, the clinics are not with us. He said, I've already explained to Mike. He said, no, Mike told me. I thought Mike is putting it in another way. I said, no, I've already engaged with Mike. That's where the communication started, madam. Then the next meeting, he deployed. He deployed a senior person from his team to sit with us in the meeting, not with us per se, with my commanders, because I was not part of that meeting. But I know that it was confirmed that a senior person from him, the SAPS was part of the meeting, the guys that are doing, security guys that are doing static work, the team that is doing guarding civic center. Because the meeting, it was about everyone that provides security within and the external stakeholders that we use or that we wanted to be part of the meeting. The meeting said, and...
But you were not part of that meeting?
Yeah, no.
Yeah. What I'm quite interested in, Commissioner Mkhwanazi, is this brotherly relationship. And I'm trying to ascertain the specific interactions or the shared experiences, as you label it in your paragraph, in your statement, that you experienced, contributed to this close relationship. And what you have testified to at this stage is that, you exchanged numbers. There was a panel meeting, which he came to personally. You introduced him to the mayor.
No, the team.
The team introduced him to the mayor. Okay, that's okay.
No, let's correct it, because even in the media, they say introduce him to the mayor. No,
yes.
At my level, at that level, you don't sit. You sit with the senior management that are part of the mayor. She's a politician.
Yeah.
She's a politician, so I mean to say, yes. But the team that was running, that was given task to run the state of the city, the senior team from the executive mayor's office.
Okay, so you were not present at that. It was another team that introduced him to the mayor.
No, I was present.
You were present, but it's somebody else.
But in a plenary meeting, I was not part of the plenary meeting, and he was not part of the plenary meeting. He decided in a plenary meeting, send a senior person to sit in a plenary meeting, and I don't sit in that plenary meeting.
Okay.
It's operational people that are going to run the operation physically that sit in that meeting. Yes, but with the meeting that we had before, the introduction meeting, it's where he made commitments that no, I'm going to assist. No, it was early 2002.
I understand, Commissioner Mkhwanazi. Thank you. What I'm still interested in your statement is this closeness in relationship, this brotherly relationship as you describe it, and I'm trying to understand. What actually informed it? What are the shared interactions that you speak about, which I've been sitting now next to Chief Whip for the past week, and I'm uncertain that I can say we have a close, brotherly, maybe perhaps because we come from the same tribe, perhaps that's the shade at the moment, and the fact that we are part of this committee, I'm uncertain. I don't wish to turn the evidence to myself, but I'm just trying to understand how did it evolve? Your relationship. You tell us it evolved. You initially met looking for assistance in terms of your intervention unit, which was very impressed by Cat Matlala'S security, at the shooting range. But you also then go on to say that this relationship developed, you had shared experiences, and I'm just trying to understand, how did this relationship evolve to that?
No.
You have testified that you exchanged numbers. You spoke about work, at some point, but how did it? So you can just tell us.
And we were meeting, not only on the phone, but as I've said, that it was early 2002. By that time we were planning, our focus was on the state of the city, you see, not on other things, you see, on the state of the city that he has assisted and committed, you see. But after the state of the city, after April, that's where we started to communicate and discuss about other issues, personal things, and all those things, you see. After that, after the state of the city, you see, it was no longer about issues of work and everything, because we saw that there's nothing, there are no more relations that are going to take place when it comes to work and other things, you see. That's why we discuss personal things, other things, you see. As I've said that, at Matlala'S, that I used to sit with him, discuss, he will raise issues, national issues, but he doesn't discuss politics and other things. We'll discuss issues of mind, of business, you see, and check with you that day, is there anything that is coming in that is related to the work that we are doing and other things, you see. But the work that I'm doing with the work that he's doing, it was clinics and what. He was no longer discussing about CAT, VIP and other things.
Okay.
And he will tell me that I met this piece, I was in this meeting, in that meeting, but the issues of him and his business that are not there. But around those times, I had the challenge of where I had funerals. I lost my siblings, you see.
Perhaps you can also give timelines. I'm really sorry that you
Yeah,
have
it
to
was May 2022, towards the end of the year. You see.
May 22.
Mid.
Can we take Honorable Shongwe?
Thank you, Chair. The mayor you are talking about, Mayor and this associates Abatata who cared to introduce to that mayor, who were those people? Names? Thank you, Chair.
Okay, thank you, Chair. Alderman Tanya Kemben. But she didn't meet with Ovus. We met with the senior team office in Laki.
And which organization?
DA.
Okay.
Yeah, remember, it was now the DA and EFF collusion that were in charge for the city.
So, but who was he meeting?
No.
Who were they meeting?
Oh, we met the staff at her office.
The staff of
office
the
staff.
mayor.
Yes.
So they never met with the mayor?
No.
At all?
I know Vus and the mayor, they never met.
Okay.
I know they never.
DA, but you said?
Yeah. Well, I met the mayor after the event. Matlala'S and everything, they were not part of that meeting.
DA, you said though? DA?
Democratic Alliance, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Who was the senior person in the office of the mayor who was present in that meeting?
They've changed. But can I get their names? I'll provide, just that I forgot their names. It's two ladies and no, it's four. It's two ladies, one black guy and one white guy. But I don't have to mention them according to their colors. But it's two males and two females.
Was the mayor aware of that meeting?
Yeah, it's a plenary meeting. We always do that. It's a plenary meeting. I don't know, did they brief her and what? Because we brief them, we meet with them. It is them that brief the executive mayor. Unless the mayor feels or she feels that there's serious stress, she wants to meet us physical, all of us, and finalize issues. But they never met with Vus Matlala'S. No, the mayor never met with him.
Honorable Skosan.
Ngithokoze Mgcini Sihlalo. Ukhomishana Mkhwanazi akakwazi ukuthi akakwazi angeke asinikele amagama siyawafuna ngiyacabanga ukuthi asikwazi ukukhuluma sikazi ukuthi bobani labo njengoba umbuzo ukuthi from chair njengoba uthi no awukwazi ukusinikela nje or uzosinikela lada
No, ngithi ngwakhohlwa ngizowathola.
oh
Ngizowathola. Hani ngizowathola fanele niwathole to confirm.
Okay, yeah, let's proceed, Advocate Mkiza, until 1:30.
Commissioner Mkhwanazi, if you can read in paragraph 49.
Yes, man. Yes, advocate. From time to time, Mr. Matlala'S sought clarity on matters such as clinics and respective mandate of provincial local government. And as I mentioned to Mr. Van Wyk, I also explained to Mr. Matlala'S, these responsibilities fall under the provincial mandate, with the city focusing primarily on management functions. Additionally, we also discussed broader social matters, training needs for both teams, tactical close protection due to the skill that his team possessed, identified, and need that may potentially benefit our tactical teams. He acquired about privatization of VIP. I did tell him that EMPD VIP is sourced internally.
You mentioned that it was part of the discussions, the broader discussions that you had with Mr. Matlala'S had to do with training needs for both teams of tactical close protection officers. What type of protection needs or training needs was he offering, Mr. Matlala'S? What was he offering the EMPD?
Thank you, Advocate. Remember, my team has already communicated with me that these guys are highly skilled. These guys are good. These guys are from SAPS task force, from the army, you see, and the training that they always have with them, you see. Then
perhaps Commissioner Mkhwanazi, you could describe in detail the specific skills or expertise that his team possessed that you identify as beneficial for your tactical team at EMPD. If you could just maybe describe what you mean, and not just leave it broadly as highly skilled, for particularly for the sake of the committee, so that they can understand what kind of unique skills these.
Yes, our SWAT team deals with, as I've said, that they respond to criminals that are having high caliber firearms.
Okay.
Our intervention team.
So yes, I just wanted to, for the purpose of clarity, you had initially testified about the intervention tactical team. So the intervention team, the other name for it is SWAT team.
Let's say intervention team.
Intervention team. Yes. But if you do happen to mention it, we should take it as you mean the intervention team.
Yeah.
If you happen to mention SWAT again, okay.
Yes.
Okay, you may continue.
And part of those, or part of their daily work when they approach suspect is house penetration. There's a way you approach an armed suspect, a gang, or an individual that you're arresting for drunken driving, other things. House penetration, it needs you to be skilled, it needs certain tactics. When you penetrate, or when you enter the house, I want to use the wording that is simple. When you penetrate the house, from the yard, from the gate, the way you deploy, you see, don't deploy like, hey, Zobo power, you see. No. The approach is different. And the type of weapons that you use, you see, it's those tactical skills. The way you approach criminals that are doing CITs, when you respond to CIT, you don't respond to like normal robbery.
Perhaps you can.
Cash in transit.
Yes,
cash in transit. It's different than the way you approach any other crimes, you see. I happen to be part of the trainings in terms of crowd management levels in Tabazimbi twice, where the task force is training. I know how they do train, how they do house penetration, how do they do all this technical training, and the way you shoot, the way you use type of firearms and everything. As I've said, that I attended those trainings, you see, and I've also identified the gap within. I agreed with them when they are saying that. I was very happy, in fact, when they're telling me that we are shooting with those guys privately, time to time, sharpening our skills and everything. You see, those are the types of, you see, and again, the way they conduct them when they're doing their VIP protection and other things, you see. Remember, I've said that on the 30th in the state of the city, the deployment is tactically, and you could see that even when I was there at Tshwane, you see, when you enter that office, the way they stand up, you could see the discipline within them, that it is within them, saluting and everything. You see, I said, no, we need to work on these things and work. But even him, he said, no, it's fine, we can do that, you see. Because to be honest, I must mention it. I know that I mentioned again at Matlala'S that those guys are skilled. They say, why are you saying that? They're highly skilled, they're skilled. The way a well-trained officer and an officer, they walk, you can tell. We always say you trust by the left us, you see, or the army, you see, and they still maintain that discipline when they work and everything. The way they approach something, that's why you see discipline and everything.
Okay.
You see, even though I was are you sure they are not gangsters? I said, no, you can tell, you see.
So
and that's what I wanted. That's why we wanted to take our level. Because again, one of the challenges.
You mentioned that you could, I'm really sorry to interject. You mentioned that you can just see that they are highly skilled.
Yes,
perhaps because we were not there with you and we may not have the same appreciation. You, perhaps you can elaborate on what you mean, describe what you mean by what can you see? How can I identify that Chief Whip perhaps was once a skilled tactical
your posture when you are standing.
Security person.
Your posture when you are standing, saluting, walking, approaching a senior person. You see, an ordinary protector or somebody that has been recruited in the street, when a senior person is coming in, they just look. Someone, but a trained officer, even if he's working in private security, he will address and call you by your rank. That's why you say, oh, Ipo is a lady. You see, that's how I saw. And they don't sit before you sit. Can come in, they will wait up until the person that you visited to, up until the person that you're approaching sits, and that's where they sit. And again, the way they sit, even here when they see those people at the train, they don't sit like any other person. They deploy themselves. They sitting. You see, those things, just look and say, no. This is a well-established, this team, it's a good team. Then those skills, and that's what I want to see in all your teams. We are saying our teams are doing that, but every time we need to sharpen and up the level of discipline, the way we do things.
Okay. You also mentioned at paragraph 49 that you read in that, Mr. Matlala'S also had sought clarity on certain matters such as clinics and respective mandates. Can you explain the specific context in which these questions arose and what impact your clarification had on his understanding of the actions?
As I've said, that he's a person who doesn't discuss politics and he discusses business, you see. He wanted to know that since the clinics are going to province, are we going to sell the buildings? Who's going to occupy the buildings? Can they have working relations with the buildings? And again, who's going to be responsible and be charged for those clinics in the province or nationally? How do they work with? I said, no. I don't have a clue on that because it's a different department. In fact, I don't even follow that. But I know that the mandate of the clinics belongs to province. I'm a South African, I read newspapers, I read all these things. I'm aware about the changes that are taking place in the country. But as in exactly what is happening there, deep in that department, I don't know. Because even till today, those clinics are still with us as local government or as the city of Ekurhuleni. But by that time, I even thought that they're going within a month or two, you see.
So he came to you to seek clarity?
No. When we were discussing telephonically, but I said that, I'm sure.
Well, when I say he came to you, I don't mean literally. He contacted you, seeking clarity on matters such as clinics, but were you able to assist him?
No, ma'am. It's not within my department. It's not within the cities.
No,
I was not able, let me say so.
yes, I don't necessarily mean that it was within your department. So I'm trying to ascertain how your conversation went.
No,
Yes.
no, I was not, because I gave him that answer, that the mandate is not within us. As I've said, I thought even they're going within a month or two, they will be in the province.
Okay.
Because the city is suffering out of that. It's spending a lot of money. You see, I know when I'm sitting now as an HOD, you will hear that we're spending these millions and we're not giving money from, not getting money from province and all those things. You see. But to be honest, we wanted those guys. You know, if I had powers to hire and adjust money, we're going to steal those guys from him so that they join us and assist us in terms of the training. Because currently, anything that we need from SAPS are being charged. They are charging us for everything. So now we are even challenged that you can't train crowd management, you can't train K9, you can't train VIP, you can't do anything, because any service that you must get from SAPS, they charge us like ordinary private people. Anything that, but when they need assistance from us, we give. But when we go to them, they charge us, they don't play.
Okay. Given that your relationship evolved from being one where you were discussing business, where he was, inquiring, seeking clarity on mandates regarding provincial and local government, and as well as other things, he according to you, he attended a plenal meeting. He inquired also again about the clinic, but your relationship at this point was now becoming quite close. It had evolved. How did you manage the potential conflict of interest?
No, madam, there was no conflict of interest then.
Well, what I mean by that, just to be a bit more specific, you are an employee at that point within EMPD. He's inquiring from you about EMPD matters, business, providing assistance for state of the city, providing VIP specifically. You said he raised issues regarding clinics. You also testified that he wanted to be part of the VIP. I'm assuming this is all within EMPD. Clinics would be for EMPD employees. VIP would be for the city of the state, which EMPD is a part of. Committing to assist would be also EMPD employees or trainees, or, but EMPD personnel. Introduction to the mayor's office, that is a structure under which EMPD falls under. But you are a EMPD employee. So were you not worried about the conflict of interest, because you're becoming quite close, your relationship is evolving, you were EMPD employee, he's not talking business in general, he's talking business in relation specifically to EMPD. Did it not maybe bother you? What were your thoughts? You can perhaps comment on that.
Advocate, EMPD is a public institution. Any information that I gave you.
Yeah, you can finish responding.
EMPD is a public.
I see the hand,
Okay.
Honorable Breitenbach. I will come to you.
Jay, no, please, I'm sorry, but don't tell him he can finish. I can't hear him.
Oh, you can't hear.
Mr. Mkhwanazi is swallowing his words. When he answers the questions, he swallows his words.
Humble apologies. I'll raise my voice. I'm saying EMPD is a public institution. Any information that you wanted, any member can get it. You see, as long as you don't discuss how are we going to arrest you, how are we going to do this and this, but any other information that he wanted from us, it's an information that you can get. It is a public knowledge that the mandate of the clinic belongs to the province. You see. Okay. It is a public knowledge that EMPD, you can go to our website.
Thank you so much. We have now come to the end of the first session. How much time do we need to complete the presentation of evidence?
I think we're just going to deal with one more topic after this, and then we should be open for questions.
What is the time you estimate?
1 hour.
Okay. Honorable Ngola and Honorable Sokanyile, you must be ready at 15 hours. Do you hear what I'm saying? You will be followed by Honorable Nomvalo and Honorable Shonga. May you please stand up in this order. I'm going to request honorable members to stand up now and leave the chambers. Come back at 2 o'clock, 14 hours. Can the honorable members stand up now and leave the chambers? May you stand up, please, Advocate Arense and Advocate Mkhwanazi, and follow the honorable members. Commissioner Mkhwanazi, may you follow the legal